Hey guys, so it's been a minute since I filmed a YouTube video, but I wanted to jump on here and talk about tattoos and tattoo removal. I started 4 years ago. I had one of my last sessions for a tattoo removal on my leg, and I wanted to talk about my experience and the results and if it was effective. So before we get into that, let's just talk about tattoos. I have one, two,
three, four, five, six tattoos.
Yes, I have 6 tattoos, and the largest tattoo is the one that I decided to get removed. So this is one of my favorite tattoos. I got it for my fiance. It says madly, like madly in love with you. This is my other favorite tattoo. It's a zombie Hello Kitty. She's eating a man's arm. I got this in downtown Fullerton with one of my good friends, Barbie. She got the Hello Kitty bow in the same place. Then I have this girl power tattoo that I got in New Orleans with one of my best friends, Julie. So she has the same matching tattoo on the back of her arm. Then I have my foot tattoo. This is the very first tattoo I got. It's a guitar and an amplifier and my brother's name. And honestly, if tattoo removal was easier and cheaper, I would probably get this portion removed because I don't love it, this part, but leave my brother's name. And I love this guitar. I just like how his name pops out. And the last tattoo I have is my LA tattoo. Got this on a drunken night with my other best friend, Kieran. So she has an LA on the back of her ankle. I just had some really memorable moments in my life in LA. So why did I want to remove this tattoo? Well, when I first got it, I really liked the concept. It's a Candyland scene, which I thought was very cute at the time. But the concept was kind of me being in control of my own world. So I had the whole Candyland, and I had the queen on the top, and I had the king getting killed on the bottom. I thought it was very cool. But after I got the outline and some shading done, there was some time between the next tattoo session, which it was a lot of time, like 9 months, because it's, cost a lot of money and I got really busy. I started to reconsider how large the tattoo was, and it was too late by then, obviously. I realized that I didn't really like to have attention all the time on my visible tattoos. My foot tattoo is also a visible tattoo. When I go to meetings and stuff like that at work and I'm wearing ballet shoes, people will make comments like, oh, what's your tattoo about? Or, what's it mean? Or nice tattoo. And, these aren't negative comments, but I just don't want to talk about my tattoos before a work meeting. So that sounds very conservative and like corporate, reason to not want visible tattoos. But for me, as I got older, the smaller hidden tattoos were more attractive to me. So there's tattoos that I have that are under my bra straps that I don't see as often, and those are the ones that I've learned to appreciate a lot. It's kind of like, ooh, I forgot I had that. So the first thing I did was start researching what is tattoo removal, what's the best type of skin type or skin tone it's gonna be effective on. And I started to really, really freak out because I read stories about people not knowing what is in the tattoo ink before they started tattoo removal. And then since the ink is going to go into your body to be absorbed by your lymphatic system, that people were getting sick from the metals in their tattoos. So I was just like, oh my God, what have I done? I've got this tattoo. If I don't like it now in my 20s, I'm going to hate it in my, 30s, 40s, 50s. So I waited a little bit longer, probably another year, and I decided to just go for it. I'm like, hopefully I'm not one of those 2% of people that gets really, really sick and ends up in the hospital because the metal's in their tattoo ink. So I was waiting for the PicoSure to come out, which was a new laser from the YAG tattoo laser. So the PicoSure works in picoseconds, and it was kind of the first of its kind, and it's supposed to eliminate tattoos a lot faster. It's not relying on the heat on the skin, it's relying on light energy hitting your tattoo in picoseconds. So when a laser hits the ink in your skin, it kind of explodes initially, but since it's used to being in that spot, it comes back. So that's why you need multiple sessions to continue to break up that ink. But with a PicoSure laser, it's almost being hit twice because it's going so quickly. So it's hitting it and hitting it again. So you're getting more breakage of ink quicker. So the PicoSure had come out. I really wanted this to be done correctly. I'm already investing in this. I know it's going to be costly. It's a large tattoo. So I find a plastic surgeon dermatologist in Brentwood. I go there, I have a consultation, and they tell me, well, we're gonna start with a YAG. I don't think I'm saying that right. But anyways, they're gonna start with that laser and they're gonna do a test spot of the PicoSure, because the PicoSure, even though it works quicker, it could have a higher chance of giving your skin hyperpigmentation, which would mean the tattoo is being removed and then you're having this like white ghost line of where the tattoo was. But after doing some test sessions, the technician had determined that my skin was fine and we can do PicoSure. So at this time I was paying, and this is really cheap, I was paying $250 for my entire thigh tattoo to be removed using PicoSure technology, which is usually double the price. So I was like, I'm not paying as much as I should, but I'm not gonna say anything. So, I would go up and then they'd be like, your total's $250 still. So I was like, cool. So I keep going to this technician. She's amazing. She's working on my tattoo. And then one day, like, she's not there. And then I think her name was, I can't remember honestly, but we'll call her Rosie. So I was like, where's Rosie? And they're like, Rosie was fired because she was giving people PicoSure at YAG laser prices. And I was like, God damn it. So they were like, the cheapest we could possibly do is $500. And that's cheap for how large your tattoo is. So I was like, fine. So I moved forward at $500 a session. Obviously, this is super expensive. So I left time in between my sessions. A lot of time. Like, you're supposed to leave 6 to 8 weeks, but I was leaving like 3 to 6 months. So that definitely helped the results of my tattoo. I was going to the gym, really getting a good sweat on consistently. That's when I had the most fading between my tattoo sessions. I'll show you guys pictures through my sessions. Alright guys, so here is my leg with no tattoo, and here is my leg where the tattoo was removed. So the tattoo started here and ended here. Okay, so you can see right here, this is where I still have some color, and there is obviously a little bit of darkness in here that's going to continue to fade. But here's the yellow that has been problematic, and I haven't decided if I want to get something covered up here or if I just want to leave it or continue to get it removed. Likely I'll continue to get it removed. What to expect when you go to get your tattoo removed. It does hurt. So they were doing, I think, 10% lidocaine cream on my leg. So they would just put like a thick layer, put some saran wrap, and then I would go sit in a room for 30 to 45 minutes. If you wait 45 minutes, your leg's gonna be a lot more numb than 30 minutes. So I definitely had some 20 or 30-minute numbing sessions that were a bit more painful, but took it like a champ. So they give you glasses, the technician wears glasses, and they would go one pass over. I believe the technician was using both lasers. They would go over with the YAG and then the PicoSure, or the PicoSure and then the YAG. But my leg was pretty swollen after. I was able to go through the whole session without, tapping out or anything, but some people, need to take a break and they'll let you do that. So the whole session, for how large my tattoo is, took about 20 minutes, like the actual lasering, plus the 30 to 45 minutes I'm numbing. And then afterwards, they put an ointment on, they wrap it in like saran wrap or gauze, and then you're out of there. So your leg's pretty swollen. I would usually wear looser like slacks to work for the following days. I didn't get too much blistering. I got a lot of blistering near the inside of my thigh because, my thighs are rubbing together. And then there was one spot in the middle of my thigh that had like yellow ink, and that would get a blister, but it wasn't bad or painful and it never burst. So It was pretty tolerable for the most part, but if you go like a week before your period and your senses are heightened, then it might be a little bit more painful. So yeah, I started this process 4 years ago, so it definitely takes a lot of time if you have a large tattoo. If you have a smaller tattoo, then you can go every 6 weeks and it'll fade pretty quickly, I'm sure. So things to consider when you get tattoo removal. One, your skin tone. They said that if you had darker skin tone that you are more prone to hyperpigmentation. I think that still is true, but the lasers are a lot better, so it should be fine. But obviously talk to the dermatologist and do a spot treatment first to see how your skin reacts. Then, like I said before, you should be working out and drinking as much water as you can, half your body weight in ounces. Make the time between your sessions as productive as possible. Secondly, if you're a smoker, you're gonna have a harder time. From the research that I've done, it's 50% less effective because smoking really affects your immune system, and tattoo removal is heavily reliant on your lymphatic system. So another thing that I did was skin brushing, which is just getting a dry brush. They sell them at Whole Foods, and in circular motions, brushing the skin, everything up towards your lymph nodes, and that helps your lymphatic system run a lot smoother and it kind of wakes it up. So even when I was like too lazy to do my entire body, I would brush around my tattoo just to kind of send the blood cells to my leg to help heal it. And the other thing that you're going to want to consider is sun exposure. So you can't have your tattoo or the affected area be exposed to the sun within 2 months of getting treatment. For me, just to keep it safe, I always have my tattoo covered. So if I went to the pool and I was wearing a bikini and I was laying out, I would cover my tattoo with a towel, and I would have, a super white thigh and tan calves, but I was okay with that because you don't want to get scarring. Other people just don't get tattoo removal during the summer, but I was really anxious to maintain my sessions, even if I was spending 3 to 6 months between treatment. The 3 technicians that I worked with over the 4 years were just amazing. And I just remember thinking, if you get this tattoo off my leg, then I'm gonna be sending you Christmas gifts because thank you. I'm good with how it is right now. If I wear dresses and skirts, like you cannot tell I had a tattoo there. And before, when I did have a tattoo, like literally if I was walking down the street and it poked out a little bit, every single person and their mom and their husband and their kids would be like, and it just drove me nuts. So would I recommend tattoo removal? Definitely. Like I feel so thankful that the tattoo has come off as much as it has because, I was really stressing about it. But like I said, I came to terms with it at the same time. So I think that's something that you should do as well. Just kind of put yourself in the mindset like, what if I have this forever? Let me rely on other things like my personality, There's other things going for me that tattoo is not going to affect. It's really not that big of a deal at the end of the day. I think putting myself in that mindset actually helped the tattoo removal be more effective. I feel like when I stopped caring, it was starting to accelerate. So there's actually a new tattoo technology that is coming out. It's by Soliton, I believe. They've done several clinical trials and they're showing that the tattoo removal can be even faster than PicoSure. All right, so that's all I have. Let me know if you guys are interested in tattoo removal or if you have any questions that I didn't address in this video. Let me know in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And good luck to you if you are going to do tattoo removal. I'm pretty sure it'll be successful. See ya!